Hello, Dr. Flynn. This is Mansoor Farooq, and I'm sampling technology. This time directed towards my peers and my classmates. And I chose Docker as a cool technology, and I'm going to implement the messaging app that I have been implementing with the MeanStack in the cloud, and I'm going to do that with Docker. And again, this is more directed towards my classmates, so they're able to implement Docker and providing them with more of a tutorial rather than to demonstrating to you, hey, I use Docker, I implemented it here, check it out. But again, I am going to do that as well. And first off, so I ran a new virtual box for Docker, fresh Ubuntu, and as you can see right here, my application is running localhost 880. And what my application does is you can put your name, and you put your name. Someone can come and put their name and put hello class, and hope all is well. And again, as you can see here, post, you can see the scripts running, and if you click on any of the messages, they delete, and if you look on the bottom middle, you'll see they're deleting as well. So that terminal shows the status and what's going on, and this terminal here is the whole setup, and it starts with installing Docker. And again, what I will do first is let me open up the tutorial that I made while I was implementing Dockerization. So we're using Mongo database and Node.js, and the first couple of steps are to simply install Docker, and you can do that by apt-get install-y docker.io, and then to test it to see the version after you successfully have installed it is just simply sudo docker.v. First off, we do start a Mongo database instance, and you can do this by running this following code. And what happens here is Docker will create a container with this name to execute Mongo database image, map the external port to the container's port, and keep the container running in the background. Second step of doing Mongo database is to test if the images are created successfully and to see if the container is created successfully, and you can see the code that you want to run in terminal. Third step is to telnet, and all you can do is just test the connection. You can watch the logs by running sudo docker logs-f mongo server, and it's not necessary to do this, but you'll see that it's working. At this step, this is where you can bring in and implement your application, and you're dockerizing the Node.js app that I have, and the application I've shown you already, and along with unzipping all the application, just two files, and the two files that I implemented were Docker file and .docker ignore, and both have their own purposes. The .docker ignore file prevents copying unnecessary files inside the Docker container. You have to configure the Mongo database connection, and the database.js file, you just simply change localhost to Mongo link, and that's all you're changing there. You want to build a new Docker image, and then you can see the Docker image as well, and then running our Node.js Docker image. Step one is to run this code, and what you're doing here, you're specifying the container name, you're creating a link named Mongo link that connects to the container of Mongo server image, you're opening the external ports 880 and mapping to the containers port, and you're running the containers in the background. And what you're doing is checking if the Node.js container is running, and you can watch the logs by running that following code, and then simply you just go to localhost and you'll see the app is running. And as you can see, I'm localhost, and this is again in Ubuntu, my Ubuntu environment. And again, I know I could have, in our usual sampling technology, I am just showing the professor, hey, I've implemented Docker, but I wanted to share with my classmates, instead of reviewing this, how they can use my video to help themselves in case they're having trouble.